Picture this. You've just opened your eyes. Right now, this very second, an entire world is still alive inside your head. You remember it. You were there a minute ago, flying over a city, or talking to someone you've never met, or running from something down an endless corridor. It all felt so real that your heart is still pounding. And you tell yourself, now that was a dream. I have to tell someone about it. There's no way I'll forget this. Start the clock. In 30 seconds, that world will be reduced to a blurry smudge. In 5 minutes, only a strange feeling that something happened. And in 10 minutes, you won't even remember that you dreamed at all. It will vanish so cleanly, so completely, as if someone walked through your memory and carefully erased everything that was there. And this is where it gets unsettling, because this isn't an accident. It isn't a glitch. Someone inside you is doing this on purpose. Every single morning, without a single exception, an invisible editor is at work in your head, taking the reel of your dreams and wiping it, deliberately, methodically, before you ever get the chance to hit save. And today, we're going to catch him red-handed. We'll work out who's doing it, how exactly, and, most importantly, why. The answer will turn out to be far more disturbing than simply having a bad memory. To understand what's being erased, we first need to understand what's being created, where dreams are born, and why they feel so real. When you fall asleep, your brain doesn't switch off like a light bulb. It moves through several stages, and roughly an hour and a half after you drift off, that special phase kicks in. It's called REM sleep, named after the rapid eye movement beneath your closed eyelids. This is where the most vivid, the most insane, the most cinematic dreams live. And here's the astonishing part. During this phase, your brain is almost as active as when you're wide awake. The regions responsible for vision light up as if you're actually seeing something. The emotional regions glow red hot, which is why in a dream, fear is real and joy is real. Your brain is literally building an entire universe out of nothing, without a single signal from your eyes, ears, or skin. You're lying in total darkness, motionless, while inside you, a full-length feature film unfolds, starring you in the leading role. You'd think that if the brain spends so much energy creating this world, it would want to protect it, record it, save it, set it on the shelf alongside your other memories. But it does the exact opposite. It creates a masterpiece and immediately throws it in the trash. It's like shooting an outrageously expensive film and deleting the only copy right after the premiere. Why? What kind of insane logic is this? The answer is hidden in the part of the brain that behaves very, very strangely at night. And that's exactly where we'll find our murder weapon. For a memory to stay with you, it isn't enough to simply experience it. It has to be written to the hard drive. In the brain, that hard drive is a region called the hippocampus, a small seahorse-shaped structure that takes your experiences and turns them into long-term memory. During the day, the hippocampus works tirelessly. It catches everything important and neatly files it away in the archive. But at night, during sleep, something curious happens. The hippocampus seems to switch into a different mode. Instead of recording new things, it's busy with something else entirely. It's sorting through the memories of the day that just passed and putting them in their proper places. The door to recording is open just a crack, and the dream unfolding in your head right now barely makes it through that door at all. But that's only half the story. The real trick is in the chemistry. There's a substance in your brain with a long name, noradrenaline. To put it simply, it's a chemical marker that screams to the brain, "Attention, this is important, remember this forever." That's exactly why you remember moments of intense fear or shock in such detail. There was an overload of noradrenaline in that instant, Now guess what happens to this substance during sleep? Its level drops to almost zero. During the phase of vivid dreams, there's practically no noradrenaline in the brain at all, which means that signal, remember this, is switched off completely. So we end up with an eerie picture. The brain is showing you a gripping movie, but the recording door is shut, and the importance marker has been yanked out of the socket. And on top of all that, another substance reigns, acetylcholine, which at night is, on the contrary, abundant. It's excellent at helping you invent, fantasize, and stitch together impossible images, which is why dreams are so surreal. But when it comes to cementing memories, it barely participates. And there you have the full toolkit of our editor. Not a knife, not poison, just chemistry. The brain doesn't erase the dream by brute force. It simply doesn't save it. It lets it unfold in all its glory and calmly allows it to vanish, because not a single recording system is running at full power in that moment. And if you're starting to feel uneasy at the thought of how much is happening inside your head without your knowledge, drop a like. It genuinely helps the channel. And write in the comments the most vivid dream you actually managed to remember. In a moment, you'll understand exactly why that one is the dream you didn't forget. Now we have a motive and a weapon. All that's left is to prove that the crime really does take place, and that it happens like clockwork. And this is where that 5-minute window enters the scene. For decades, scientists have been waking people up in sleep labs, gently, right in the middle of the REM phase, and asking them to describe what they'd just been dreaming. And here's what they found. If you wake a person right in the middle of a dream, they'll recount it in the tiniest detail. Colors, faces, dialogue, emotions, all of it intact. But let them sleep just 5 minutes longer, and all that's left of that same dream are pitiful scraps. And if you let them sleep a little longer still, the dream disappears entirely, as if it never existed. This is the dream forgetting curve, and it's incredibly steep. Nothing like the curve for ordinary memories, which fade over weeks and months. A dream collapses in minutes. The first moments after waking are the only narrow window when the fragile image still clings to short-term memory, like a sandcastle on the tide line. Each new wave of everyday thoughts washes it further away. You reached for your phone, thought about breakfast, remembered work, and that's it. The castle is gone. The sea is smooth, as if nothing ever stood there. This is why people who keep a dream journal remember their dreams far better than everyone else. It's not that they dream more. Everyone dreams about the same amount, several dreams every night, even those who swear they never dream at all. It's just that some people grab the sandcastle in those very first seconds, write it down or at least say it out loud in their heads, and by doing so, they forcibly drag it into long-term memory, doing the sleeping hippocampus's job for it. Others reach for their phone and surrender the dream to the waves. That vivid dream you remembered for the comments? Most likely at some point you retold it to someone or replayed it in your head right after waking. You accidentally hit save by hand. All the other hundreds of dreams you don't remember simply never got that chance. And now we come to the central question of the whole investigation. If the brain works so hard to get rid of dreams, maybe it's just saving space. Maybe dreams are garbage, and erasing them is the smart thing to do. It sounds logical, but it's fundamentally wrong. And to understand the real reason, let's run a thought experiment. Imagine that our inner editor took a day off. Suppose that tomorrow you wake up, and your brain has saved all of last night's dreams as clearly as real events. Not fragments, but full, vivid memories, indistinguishable from real ones. Sounds like a superpower, right? Now think about what it actually means. Last night you dreamed that you had a falling out with a close friend. In the morning, that memory sits in your head right next to the real ones, with the same clarity, the same emotional charge. And the brain doesn't tag it with a label saying, "This happened in a dream." To the brain, it's just another memory of a quarrel. You meet your friend, and you feel resentment, not understanding where it's coming from. You remember a betrayal that never happened. Now multiply that by every night of your life. Thousands of dreams in which you flew, died, kissed strangers, did things you'd never do while awake. All these invented events mixed in with the real ones, and not a single signpost showing where the truth ends and the fantasy begins. Within a couple of years, you'd stop understanding who you even are, where your real life is, and where your nighttime hallucinations are. Your identity, your memory of yourself, all of it would turn into a mush of the real and the imagined. There are rare disorders in which the line between the imagined and the lived becomes blurred, and for the person it's agonizing. They literally can't trust their own memory. And now the forgetting of dreams looks completely different, doesn't it? It's not laziness on the brain's part, and it's not a lack of storage space. It's protection, the finest of filters, one that evolution has been sharpening for millions of years to separate your real life from that endless movie playing in your head every night. Our editor isn't a vandal at all. He's a guard standing at the border between waking and dreaming. And every morning he does his job. He lets you out and keeps everything else locked inside. So let's come back to the beginning. You open your eyes, and the vivid world slowly melts away inside your head. Before, maybe you'd get annoyed with yourself. How could I? Forgot it again. And it was such a dream. But now you know the truth. This isn't a memory failure. This is your brain, in this very second, making a choice for you. It looks at the nighttime movie and says, "Beautiful, but this wasn't reality," so we let it go. And it wipes the real, so that tomorrow you'll know for certain who you are and what actually happened to you. Every night you live through dozens of lives, and every morning you willingly give them up to preserve one, the real one. When you think about it, it's a pretty fair deal. But one question remains, and it still leaves me uneasy. If the brain is capable of erasing entire dreams so cleanly and without a trace, what guarantee is there that sometimes, by mistake, it doesn't erase something that actually happened? That part of your real memories didn't slip away along with the dreams, and you'll never even know it? Think about that tonight before you go to sleep. And if you want to uncover another secret of your own mind, I happen to have a video about why you can't remember yourself at all from early childhood. The mechanism there is eerily similar. Subscribe so you don't lose it, and see you inside the next investigation.